Hello guys, this is CodeNCode, and in this video we are going to learn one of the most commonly asked questions in SQL database interviews, that is Windows function. Interviewers like to ask a question about Windows function to see if you could go beyond simple group by queries, right? So by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what are Windows function. You'll be able to answer interviews what are Windows function, and not only that, you'll be able to explain that with examples, proper examples, that what are Windows function, how do you use them. All right, so let's get started. Now, let me give you a definition of Windows function. So Windows function perform operation on group of rows and give you a result, right? So you might think that, hey, group by does the same thing. Yes, they do, but there is a huge difference. So see, when Windows function perform operation on group or related rows, they don't collapse the rows like group by. So let's say you have rows, you have employees data in which there is department. There are three different kind of department. When you apply group by operation on employee data, right, and you group them by department, you'll get three rows only because you have three different departments. So group by collapses the rows, but Windows function does not do that. If there are n number of rows in the original table, you will get n number of rows in the output or whenever you are using Windows function, right? And instead of collapsing them, what Windows function does, it adds extra detail columns in each row, right? How? Let's see that. All right, so let's understand Windows function with this example. Right, to understand it, I have created employees table inside this database, inside here. All right, as you can see, I have employees table with employee ID, name, department, and salary. Inside the database, I have inserted 8 rows with different names, department, and for each employee, their salary. Right, so if you go ahead and run this query, so you can see total 8 rows are there, and for each employee we have added their department, salary, employee ID, everything. Right, now let's say I wanted to add some details. I wanted to add extra details in each row. For example, I want to find out for each employees how many employees are there in their respective department, right? If I directly apply the group by query, what will happen? I have three department, HR, IT, and finance. I'll get only three output. I don't want that. I want each row to be present there. I want the name of the employee, which department they are in. Along with that, I want the total number of employee in their respective department, right? So what I can do is that I can fetch name, department, and then I want total department strength for each department, right? So how I can do that? You can apply the window function. That is one of the aggregate function. There can be many, like count, sum, average, rank, right? Things like that. These are Windows function. And when you are applying them, these function you can also apply like count, average, sum with group by. But here what makes them window function is this, the over function. Along with whatever you want to calculate, you have to provide this. Inside of this, you would provide what you provide usually along with group by. So group by department, right? That's what you would like to provide. So here in the over function, you'll provide the same. Instead of writing group by, you write partition by. I'm talking about MySQL, right? Now I want to count for each department, because partition by department in over function I have passed, right? So I'm partitioning them, basically I'm grouping them by department. So for each department, I want to count total employees there, right? So count star and group by. I'm calling it group by so that you can understand it. This is a window function. So partition by department, and I'm calling it department strength. So you'll see that I'll get the name and department. Along with it, I'll get the department strength. As you can see, HR has 2 employees. Uh, my bad. HR has 3 employees. IT has three, and finance has two. Right. So if I run it, I'll get all these details. Initially in the table I had 8 rows. I'm getting 8 rows, right? Nothing is getting collapsed. Second, I'm getting the name and department of each employee, along with it department strength. For each department, it has calculated their strength, basically count row, how many rows are there in each department. We have counted that and represented it as department strength. That's why, as you can see, finance has two. So for each row, I'm getting two, right? Alice, Bob, and Grace work in HR department, so their department strength is 3. Similarly, IT department. So what I can do, I can get the name department, and along with it, I can use count function to get the department strength using Windows function. And to apply Windows function, you provide the over function, and inside you pass two things. First, you want to calculate the result based on what column, right? And just after that, you can also provide the other thing, that is order. You can also provide order by just after this, that you want to order the output in this manner, right? We'll see that also. So this is employee in each department. We have done that. Now ranking of each employee in each department by their salaries. So I want to find out ranking of each employee by their salary for each department. How I can do that? Again, I'm printing name, department, and salary, and then you can use rank function. Windows function provides rank function, so you can calculate rank. Again, you have to apply window function, so you'll provide over, and again for each department, so partition by department. Now you are using order by here, as you can see, right? So these are the two things you can pass: partition by and order by. So partition by department, I want to find out a rank of each employee in the respective department. That's why partition by department. And then I want to rank them based on their salary in descending order. Whichever has the highest salary gets a lower rank. So order by salary, descending order, right? And I'm calling it employee rank. So if I run this query, you see, in finance, we have Eva and Frank. Eva had 9,000 salary, so rank 1. Frank has 8,500 salary, so rank 2. This is for finance department. For HR department, 6,000, 5,500, and 5,000. So rank 1, 2, and 3. Similarly, in IT department, 8,000, 7,500, and 7,000. Rank 1, 2, and 3. So you understand that? Using order by, you can tell what order you want the query to follow. And then, of course, partition by, you have to define by what we are grouping the rows together. Right. Now, let's say you wanted to find out cost of each department. For each department, you want to find out the total cost. How you do that? By summing the overall salary of all the employees in a particular department. So you might have already guessed it, how you'd write a query for this. Name department salary. Beside that, apply the window function, that is sum of salary. And we are partitioning it by department again, because I want to find out cost of each department. So partition by department. As simple as that. And we are using sum function here. See, for finance, the total cost is 17,500, because 9,000 and 8,500 is 17,500. So as you can see, again, window function does not collapse the result. It simply adds new details. And that's exactly what is happening. For each department, I'm getting their respective overall salary. Their cost 17,500 for finance, right? For HR, is it 60? It is 16,500. So for all three rows, you will get this. And for IT, it is 22,500. Most expensive department. Yeah. So yes, that's why maybe the IT guys are laid off first. All right. So this was the cost. Now average salary in each department. You might have already gotten what to do. Just apply the same thing. Instead of sum, go for average, right? Average salary, partition by department, same thing. So I'm not spending too much time here. So for each department, you are getting their average salary. For finances, it is 8,750. For HR department, 5,500. For IT department, 7,500. Right? Now, one important thing: what if you want to apply certain conditions? Right? Like you can in group by using having. Right? So the thing about Windows function is that you can't apply a condition using where directly. Like you can't apply conditions using where in group by operation, right? Because where conditions are applied before applying group by operation. Same happens here. Before applying the window function, where conditions are applied. So you can't apply where condition on newly generated columns. You can't do that. So we can't have where condition here, right? So instead, what you can do, if you really want to apply where condition, like if interviewer asks you to calculate rank one employee in each department, you have to apply where condition. How do you do that? To do this, what you will do, you will use subqueries, right? So what you are going to do, write a subquery, right? So select name, department, and salary, and then by salary you can calculate their rank, like we have done there, right? We are writing it as a subquery, so you can select from this subquery, select star from this subquery. So we'll get result for each employee, will get their rank also, along with the department name and salary. Once you have everything, you can apply where condition, because this will be executed first, and after this where condition you can apply, right? Because this is now running as a subquery, right? So for each department, I want to find out rank 1 employee by salary. So if I run this, I'll get Eva, Bob, and David having rank 1 in their respective department by salary. All right. So if you want to apply where condition, interviewer might ask you to apply certain conditions. So in that case, you'll have to write a subquery. All right. So yeah, this is your Windows function. And I'm sure that by now you understood what are uh, Windows function, how you basic application of that, how you apply basic version, how you apply them based on the certain uh, order using order by, and then how you can apply conditions on the newly generated columns. Right. So I'm sure uh, this is enough to answer any question asked to you during the interviews. All right. So yeah, this is it for this lecture. And if you have any query, you can post it down in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer it. Right. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Until the next video drops, keep coding. Thank you.